Rock and Roll Geek Show 956.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA. Online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Wednesday, September 18th, 2019. It's 7:06 p.m. when I'm recording this episode. Well, it's been a tough week for rock and roll, friends. As you well know, we had a couple of deaths this week. We had Eddie Money died. Not sure how old Eddie Money was, but he wasn't that. He was way too young. He was in his 70s, maybe even just 70. I don't know. But he died of complications from heart problems. And then, like 2 days after, which was a real shocker. I mean, I liked Eddie Money fine. Nothing against the guy. He was fine. I wasn't a huge fan, but I had nothing against Eddie Money. He had some good songs. Think I'm in Love. Just like a Ronnie said, Beam. All those. He had some good catchy tunes. Baby, Hold On. But the real tough one was Ric Ocasek, who died on, was it Sunday? Also of heart problems. He had something with his heart, and he had emphysema, from what I heard. His wife, Paulina Pertzigova, or however you pronounce her name, supermodel, found him in her. They were separated. You already know the story, but I'm going to tell you again. Hold on, I need to take a sip of this fine Tecate. I have a bad head cold, so I have a very sore throat, and it's going to be tough for me to do this, but I have to do it, friends, because I have to power through this for you. I'm taking one for the team again. So Ric Ocasek and Paulina Pertzigova, or however you pronounce her name, let's just call her Paulina Ocasek. Well, they were separated, and apparently they were still good friends, and she went to check up on him, or went to visit him in their New York apartment. And she found him dead, which is an extreme bummer because Ric Ocasek, again, I don't need to tell you this, but major talent, producer talent, and especially songwriter talent. That first Cars album, I think almost every single song on that album was a major hit. And everybody says this. That first album is basically a greatest hits album. I mean, every song. So what I'm going to do for you today, friends, is I'm going to play some of my favorite Ric Ocasek things that Ric Ocasek was involved in. Now, the first album, there's so many songs on it. Every one of those songs is a staple of classic rock radio. So I'm not going to bore you with going over songs that you've heard over and over and over again. What I'm going to do on this episode, friends, I'm going to play some of my favorite things that Ric Ocasek has been involved in. Did I say that? Some of my favorite things that Ric Ocasek has been involved in. All right? So that's what we're going to do tonight, friends. It's going to be mostly music. We're just going to pay tribute to the great man known as Ric Ocasek. Now, there's some discrepancies on how old he was when he died. Some people said he was 70, some people said he was 75, and most people said he was a really ugly guy, and how could he get such a beautiful girl like Paulina Pertzigova, or however you pronounce her name. I didn't think he was a bad-looking guy. He had a cool look about him. He was one of the first guys with the rock haircut, he wore the glasses. Yeah, he had a Adam's apple and big nose, but, don't we all, friends? Man, that guy wrote some good tunes, and he produced some great bands. Why don't we start off? I'm not going to thank everybody for donating on the show to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. You know who you are, friends. I will thank you personally on the next episode, which I'm hoping to do on Friday. I planned on doing a show tonight, just a regular Rock and Roll Geek Show. I got so many things to do. Black Star Riders track by track. Jesse Malin track by track. New Airborne. A new band featuring Robin Zander's son Ian. New Dan McCafferty track by track, top to bottom. I have not even listened to that album yet. I just got it. Thank you to everybody who sent it to me. New Alice Cooper EP, Breadcrumbs. Brand new Who song. Lots of things to go over. But tonight, I'm preempting it to pay tribute to the great man known as Ric Ocasek. I saw the Cars. I either saw them on the first tour or the second tour at the Jacksonville Coliseum. And I'm not going to lie to you, the Cars were boring live. The only one in the band who really moved around a lot was the great Elliot Easton. Great guitar player. What an underrated guitar player. Ric Ocasek, not an underrated songwriter. Everybody knew the guy could write a fucking pop tune, man. So simple, but so effing catchy. But I saw them either on their first or second tour at the Jacksonville Coliseum. I don't remember who they opened for, but they weren't very exciting. They were just kind of stood there. Saw them again. I probably saw them one or two more times. I saw them on their reunion tour at the Fox Theater in San Francisco or in Oakland, California. I did a live bootleg of that show. You can probably find that on the archives of rockandrollgeek.com. If it's not there, look on the app, the Rock and Roll Geek iPhone or Android app, and go back and look for the Cars live bootleg or something like that, and you can hear that episode. But they weren't very exciting live. You know, you could close your eyes and listen to great tunes, but they just kind of stood there. And when I saw him on the reunion, Ric Ocasek was reading lyrics from an iPad or something from it. He had an iPad on a stand, and it was okay. It was good. I love the Cars and I love Ric Ocasek, but they were just not the most exciting live band. But that being said, man, the guy could write some tunes. So I'm going to start off with something from a solo album of Ric Ocasek called Troubleizing. And this song is called The Next Right Moment.
Take me sung. You can't wait. Say the future has just begun. I can't wait. I can't wait for the next right moment to come. Pleasures of the midnight sun. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. You say the future has just begun. I can't wait. I can't wait for the next right moment to come. Yeah. When you promise me some real trash.
There you go. What a great tune that is, man. That album is called Troubleizing. Go look for Ric Ocasek solo stuff because there's some gems on his solo records, man. Yes?
Retired.
Oh, great. Little guest appearance from the lovely wife. Where was I? All right, little history about Ric Ocasek. You already know this history, but I'm going to go through a little bit anyway. So he's married. He was married 3 times. His first wife, her name was Constance. This is according to the Wikipedia. Divorced him in Ohio. He lived in Cleveland. He and Benjamin Orr were in a band before the Cars in Ohio, and I think it was Columbus, not Cleveland, but. They relocated to Boston. He got married in 1971 to a woman named Constance. In the same year, let's see, he didn't get married in 71. He got divorced in 71. So I don't know how long he was married to the first one, but right after he got divorced, he married a girl named Suzanne, and she used the original spelling of Ocasek's name, which was Ocasek, Otcasek. Pardon me, I'm burping. It was fine, Tecate. That was the original spelling of Ocasek's name. They were married for 17 years. And while the Cars were filming the song, a music video, I think it was for the song Drive. I don't really remember the music videos. I wasn't really that. The only music video that I remember of the Cars was Ocasek's Head on a Fly, which was You Might Think I'm Crazy. Was that it? No. What song was that he was the video? He was a fly. Not You Might Think. Maybe it was You Might Think. Doesn't matter. Not important. But anyway, he was filming a music video for the Cars in '84. And one of the the supermodel in the video was 18 years old. Her name was Paula Porizkova. While he was still married to Suzanne. As soon as he met her, he kind of, I think he kind of saw her on the side for a few years, because 4 years later, he got divorced from Suzanne in 1988. They were married right after, he and Porizkova got married right after that. And they were married for a long time. Probably till... I'm going to guess till like 2017 or something like that. It's not on the Wikipedia side. They were married for a real long time. Ocasek has 6 kids, 2 from each of his 3 marriages. His oldest son is almost as old as me. Singer who formed a rock group called Glamour Camp. Released 1 album in '89 and appeared as a solo artist in the film Pretty Woman. His other children include Adam, born 1970, Aaron, 1973, Derek in 1981, Jonathan Raven, 1993, and Oliver, 1999. All right, well, there you go. A little history of Ric Ocasek. As you know, Benjamin Orr also dead from the Cars, so you can count out any more Cars reunions. I don't say that because the Cars tributes could come out now. I remember I was covering the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, and Elliot Easton was there, and that was when they were forming the new Cars with Todd Rundgren on guitar and vocals. So never say never. They could form the new old Cars with maybe Todd Rundgren back on vocals doing a tribute to Ric Ocasek. You never know, or Ric Ocasek and Benjamin Orr. When I saw the Cars reunion, they didn't have a bass player. They had an SVT and Benjamin Orr's bass sitting against the SVT, and Greg Hawkes would come up from behind the keyboards and play bass on maybe like 2 songs. The rest of the songs, they just didn't have bass. They just had Benjamin Orr's bass right there. Man, what a songwriter Ric Ocasek was. Holy shit. Well, he was also a great producer, and I'm going to play for you a song. Well, he produced a band, one of my favorite bands called Degeneration, as you know. He produced an album from them called No Lunch. And this song is probably the best Degeneration song they've ever done. Written by Ricky Bacchus, Capital Offender, produced by the great Ric Ocasek.
I may not exist on your gold card list, but my dues are paid in full. For a couple of grand, you wanna shake my hand. Tell me, what are you trying to pull? You got cash, you got flash, but you ain't got the heart to bleed. You're strong arm, you got some, but who's got the blood you need? A capital offender. I want a place in the sun before I'm 21, maybe high in the Hollywood Hills. You want exclusive rights to sign away my life for a measly stack of bills. I want cash, I want flash, I want a car and a gal to match. I buy high, sell low. I might as well sell my ass and be the capital offender. A capital offender. Your hair's from out to yours. All expense account bills. Trying to get me cheap. My pockets are empty, all 6 feet deep. Send up all at the liquor store. It all fell right into place. For a couple of grand, I said raise your hand. Empty 2 rounds into his face. A 25, too light, maximum security. A poor fool like me. I never had any future, you see. Just a capital offender. Capital offender. Capital
Yeah, what a great tune that is, man. Best Degeneration song of all the Degeneration songs. One of the few written by Ricky Bacchus, I think. Going way back farther than that, Ric Ocasek, Elliot Easton, and Benjamin Orr played guitar. Let's see, Ric Ocasek and Elliot Easton played guitar, and Benjamin Orr played bass on a record by Bebe Buell. 7-inch, 2-sided 7-inch. On side 1 was a song called The Little Black Egg, which was a song by a band called the Nightcrawlers, I think, which the Cars was on the outtakes of Shake It Up. Was that album called Shake It Up? I think so. Oh, fuck. Whoa. Why don't I know the name of the Cars album? Because I'm not an authority on the Cars, but let's see. Hold on a second. I'll look here. Cars. was either Candio or I think it was Shake It Up. Anyway, it appeared as a B. The Cars recorded a song called "The Little Black Egg" as a B-side for "Shake It Up." You can find it if you look for it. But Bebe Buell did it with Ric Ocasek on guitar, Elliot Easton on guitar, Benjamin Orr on bass, and they had some other guy on drums. And Ric Ocasek produced it. This is extremely rare. It's a 7-inch, and it's a great tune. And say what you want about Bebe Buell, you know, the fact that she can get Ric Ocasek, Benjamin Orr, and Elliot Easton to play on one of her albums says a lot about the amount of respect she had from rock stars, man. I mean, she knew everybody. Bebe Buell knew everyone. Say what you want about Bebe Buell, she's fucking rock royalty as far as I'm concerned, man. The fact that she can get those guys to play on her says a lot about what people think about Bebe Buell, and I agree. So this song is called, where is it? Did I lose it? Oh, here it is. Bebe Buell, "The Little Black Egg," produced by Ric Ocasek. On guitar, Ric Ocasek and Elliot Easton, and on bass, Benjamin Orr. She's basically singing for the Cars, "Little Black Egg." There you go. That came out in like 1981 or 1982. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. You got to bear with me, friends. In 1985, the Cars did a Greatest Hits album. And there was, I believe, one new track on that Greatest Hits album, which was a song called Tonight She Comes, which was written by Ric Ocasek. He was planning on saving that for a solo album, but ended up I'm burping up this fine Tecate now. I'm losing my voice. I'm burping up Tecate. I might as well take another sip at Tecate so I can burp up a Tecate again. So one new song on the Cars' greatest hits. I think there was one new song, but this song is great. Tonight She Comes from 1985. Again, I'm playing just some of my favorite things that Ric Ocasek has been involved in. So hope you enjoy it, friends. A lot of music. I'm going to pay tribute to the great Ric Ocasek. May he rest in peace. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That was really the only reason to watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that year, although I didn't watch it. I think I did watch the Cars. They had Weezer's bass player playing bass for the Cars that night. They were pretty good. Again, the Cars not a great band to watch. They kind of just stood there. But man, the songs were fucking good. Listen to this song. Tonight She Comes.
Tonight she comes. She's taking a swipe at fun. She gives me a reason for setting my sights. Well, I know tonight she comes. Oh, she jangles me up. Does it with ease. Sometimes she passes through me just like a breeze. She gives me a reason for feeling alright. Oh well, I know tonight. 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 She comes. I know she's gonna do it to me one more time. I know she's gonna stay implanted in my mind. Why does she keep me hanging on the line?
What a guitar solo. The great Elliot Easton.
I know she's gonna do it to me one more time. I know she's gonna stay implanted in my mind. Oh, why does she keep me hanging on the line? Oh yeah. I know the way she feels, and all of the hearts that she steals. She tells me it's easy when you do it right. Oh well, I know tonight she comes. She tells me it's easy when you do it right. I know tonight. 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 She comes. I know tonight. Yeah, I know tonight. Well, I know tonight. I know tonight. Tonight she comes.
Man, is that a catchy tune or what? You know, besides Ric Ocasek's great songwriting, the secret weapon of the Cars was Elliot Easton. That solo, fuck. all of the Cars solos, Just What I Needed. How about that guitar solo in Just What I Needed? Or My Best Friend's Girl. I'm not going to play those songs because everybody's heard those songs a zillion times. I'm trying to play stuff maybe you haven't known, but man, Elliot Easton could play guitar. Fuck. I interviewed him at the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp that time. I kind of ambushed him, but I told him how great of a guitar player he was, man. Never got to meet Ric Ocasek. Of course, Eddie Trunk interviewed him, and I'm not going to go into that because I listened to Eddie Trunk's show today. Boy, that pissed me off. All right. Enough of that. Let's be positive, friends. Life is good. Celebrate life and celebrate Ric Ocasek's life. Always look on the bright side of life. How about some more stuff that he produced? A punk rock classic. Everybody knows this band, and nobody could believe that Ric Ocasek produced a band like Bad Brains, but here it is, friends. There you go, Bad Brains. I remember seeing the Cars win an award. It was probably an MTV award for Best Video or something on Shake It Up. Could have been a Grammy. I don't remember. So, pardon me, I'm losing my voice. I'm trying my best. Power through this. But he got up and he plugged the Bad Brains. He said, thank God there's great bands like the Bad Brains out there. And shortly after, Rock for Life came out, which was like 1983, I think. Produced a lot of bands. Suicide, I think he did every Suicide album. Well, I'm not a huge Suicide fan, but legends in the noise post-punk scene. Let's go back to Ric Ocasek solo, all right? This is from an album called Nexter Day, which was, I think it was his last solo album? Yeah, 2005, Nexter Day. And this song is called Bottom Dollar. Again, friend, listen to the simplicity of this song. But so fucking catchy.
Bet your bottom dollar, you're gonna feel alright. Shout and holler, they're gonna stand up right. I bet they wanna corner you, want to be there just for you. Bet your bottom dollar, you're gonna feel it tonight. And if you could
while we're celebrating Ric Ocasek, let's celebrate 15 years of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I nearly forgot. I just now remembered that pretty much to the day, or this week, marks my 15-year anniversary of doing the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Hey, let's hear it for the Rock and Roll Geek Show. All right. Happy birthday to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. All right, enough of that. The celebration. Oh, let me take a fine sip of this Tecate to Ric Ocasek and to 15 years of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Hey! A band he produced that was turned on to me by the great Jasper Borgman, my co-host of Good Clean Fun. Good Clean Fun is dead. Long live Good Clean Fun. A band called the Pink Spiders. He produced an album for them called Teenage Graffiti. And this song is called Modern Swinger. There you go. Pink Spiders. From the Twitter of Weezer. The Weezer family is devastated by the loss of our friend and mentor, Ric Ocasek, who passed away Sunday. We'll miss him forever and will forever cherish the precious time we got to work and hang out with him. Rest in peace and rock on, Rick. We love you. He produced the first album, the Blue Album. He produced the Green Album. And he produced also Everything Will Be All Right in the End from 2014. That first Weezer album, man, what an album. I'm going to play something from that album. It's between two songs. My daughter loved Weezer so much. Speaking of that, my daughter got married on Saturday. Ooh, what a wedding, man. It was a really good wedding. I had to do a father of the bride speech. You know, the maid of honor does a speech, the best man does a speech, the father of the groom does a speech, and then the father of the bride does a speech. I did the last speech. If I do say so myself, it was a pretty damn good speech, man. There were tears, not a dry eye in the house during my speech, including my own. And I also made everybody laugh out loud. It was a very good speech, and just thinking about it now brings a tear to my eye. It was such a great wedding, and congratulations to my daughter. Anyway, in honor of my daughter's marriage, it's between two songs from that first Weezer album, but I'm going to play this one. What a tune!
My name is Jonas. I'm carrying the wheel. Thanks for all you've shown us. This is how we feel. Come sit next to me, pour yourself some tea. Just like grandma made when couldn't find sleep. Things were better then, once but never again. We've all left the den and the typewriting. Choo-choo train left right on time. A ticket costs only your mind. The driver said, hey man, we go all the way. Of course we were willing to pay. My name is Wakefield. Got a box full of your toys. They're fresh out of batteries, but they're still making noise, making the noise. Tell me what to do. Now the tank is dry. Now this wheel is flat, and you know what else? Guess what I received in the mail today? Words of deep concern from my little brother. The building's not going as he planned. The foreman has injured his hand. The dozer will not clear a path. The driver swears he learned his math. The workers are going home. 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 Yeah! Workers are going home. The workers are going home. The workers are going home. Yeah, yeah, My name is Jonas.
There you go. What a tune that is, man. Alice Cooper lost another great in rock and roll. Ric Ocasek of the Cars. Rick and I. What does it say here? I'm trying to read this one. It's difficult to. Okay. Rick and I actually used. Oh, I can't fucking. Okay, we've lost another great in Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Ric Ocasek of the Cars. Rick and I actually used to be neighbors for a time when we lived in the Hollywood Hills. Rick had a very unique voice for rock and roll. There was just nothing complicated about it, and it really gave the Cars an edge on the radio. They spearheaded a simplistic new wave of minimalist rock alongside producer Roy Thomas Baker, who produced the first album, as you know. And also, Mutt Lange, he did one of their albums too. Much to the delight of car steerers and fans everywhere, condolences to his family and many fans will miss you, man. That was Alice Cooper even paying tribute to Ric Ocasek. Let's play a Cars tune, all right? We've played one Cars tune so far. Hope you're enjoying this tribute to Ric Ocasek. I'm going to play like a couple more tunes and we're going to get out of here, okay, friends? Here is something from Heartbeat City. You know, after that album, not all their albums were great. Panorama, I don't think there's any good songs on Panorama. Is Drive on Panorama? If it is, it's not. I don't think Drive's a great tune either. I mean, it's a hit. That's probably their biggest hit. I don't really like any of the songs on Panorama, and I don't like too many of them that are on Heartbeat City, but I do like this one a lot. This one is called Magic. From Rick Springfield. Love and healing to Ric Ocasek's family and to my niece Caller's sweet friend Olivia, Rick's granddaughter. The Cars altered the music scene for me. I'm starting to tear up. Oh, whoa. Can we have a little bit of professionalism in this serious moment of paying tribute to the great Rick Ocasek and Rick Springfield? Why not? From Martha Quinn, the Cars set the tone of the Martha Quinn, the Cars set tone of the 80s before the 80s even started. Just when I needed my best friend's girl. Good Times Roll, Shake It Up, and Heartbeat City LPs brought motorcade of hits to our decade. Dad to 6 sons, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. Thank you for it all, Rick. Tim McGraw, country star. Man, I'm so saddened to hear about the passing of Ric Ocasek, lead singer of the Cars, and legendary producer to many. His music was inspirational to me. I'm getting a little bit choked up, friends. Scorpions! We loved the Cars! Who didn't? Who fucking didn't love the Cars music, man? All right, before I fucking start crying like I did at my daughter's wedding, thank you to Ric Ocasek for the great music and the great production, friends. You're not my... You didn't know me, but you'll always be a friend to me. What a talent Ric Ocasek was. What a fucking talent. Friends, like Dave Slusher said, my podcast mentor, it ain't going to get any better. Our heroes are going to die. More are going to die every year. And what are we going to be left with? Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day. Think about that, friends. I don't know what that is to think about. I mean, nothing against Billy Joe Armstrong. Major talent himself. All right, I'm going to close out with one more song. This is like a Cars tune. One of my favorite Cars tunes. Thank you for listening to this Rick. Now I got Rick Springfield on the brain. Thank you for listening to this Ric Ocasek tribute. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I did justice to the great Ric Ocasek and the Cars. He's going to be missed by me for sure, man. I went back to those Rick Ocasek solo albums all the time. Those albums brought smiles to my... And the Cars album, that first Cars album, what a fucking album. I mean, Since You're Gone is a fantastic tune, too. I'm not going to close out with that. I'm going to close out with kind of an obscure one, but... All right, friends. Let's all raise a toast to the great Ric Ocasek and Eddie Money. Rock and roll will not be the same without you two. Let me take a sip of this fine Tecate. All right, friends. RockandRollGeek.com is where you can find this show. Hope you like this Hope you like this Ric Ocasek tribute. RockandRollGeek@gmail.com is where you can tell me if you liked it or hated it. You can go to the Facebook group, Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group, where you got to answer a couple of questions. If you do not answer the questions, you will just be declined immediately because they're very simple questions. So you can find that on the Facebook. You can also find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. You can find me on the Twitter. You can find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek Don't Ask. Pardon me, I'm bourbon those fine Tecate in honor of the great Ric Ocasek. You can find me hopefully doing this show on Friday because me is going to the mountains on Sunday. Me is going fishing on Saturday. Have not fished in a while. Gonna fish on Saturday, drive up to the mountains on Sunday, stay till Tuesday, maybe stay all week. I don't know. We'll see how much money I have in the bank if I can afford it. But thank you for listening, friends. Happy birthday to me, the Rock and Roll Geek Show, 15 years in existence. And thank you for listening, friends. Here is something from Candio, 1979. This is Double Life. Thank you, everybody, for the donations, too. Please keep the donations, because without your donations, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled, all of our rock and roll heroes dying way too soon kind of death. Here's Double Life. I'll talk to you soon, friends.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.